welcome back to Mika Reacts and Reviews, here where we react and review to things on the internet. And today we are going to react and review to Tom MacDonald's No Lives Matter. Okay, full disclosure, I have seen this video, that's why this is a reaction and a review. So it's not just like a first impression reaction. I am reacting to it with you guys, but also reviewing it and breaking it down to my perspective on the song. Also, full disclosure, I'm definitely a Hangover gang member, family member, hog all the way, but I'm also really honest, and I will be reviewing to Tom MacDonald's most controversial songs pretty much on this channel because I find them really interesting and I love having those types of conversations. So before I start jabbering too much, let's get into the video. Tom MacDonald's No Lives Matter. Okay, sorry, I actually forgot to put my headphones in. So now I put them in. Alright, let's get to it.
Hip-hop diet is full of guys who cannot even rap. Facts. Media dividing us by colors, white or black. Facts. If you believe in Jesus, these days Christians get attacked. Facts. If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks you're whack.
Okay. Let's stop it there. Alright, so the media is full of guys who cannot even rap. That is very, very true. That is fact. Like, especially mainstream, top 10, super popular rap music is completely trash these days. I mean, who the hell invented mumble rap? Like, I don't know what that is. It was like, let's find the laziest way to create art or music, and it created mumble rap. I've never been a fan of it. Maybe I'm just too old, I don't know. So basically, hip-hop, to me, in my opinion, was created as an expression to be the voice of a community and a culture. It wasn't, you know, it was also used to express and voice a community and a community's, it was also used to voice a community's concerns, oppressions, victimizations, and history of the black community mostly at the time. It was created to express ourselves culturally, and it was also counterculture at the time. I feel now hip-hop is completely mainstream and pretty much stays in the pocket of the mainstream narrative. It's really no longer counterculture. They kind of rap about whatever is safe to rap about so they don't get like canceled or something like that, or called homophobic or misogynist or whatever. I mean, hip-hop is pretty misogynistic, but I mean, it's like mainstream acceptable, right? And let's also say how it just constantly perpetuates the negative stereotypes of the black community. But unfortunately, a lot of that hip-hop is celebrated also by the black community. Let's take Cardi B's WAP. I'm gonna break this video down for you guys too. It's like a Jubilee video where they talked about the Cardi B WAP, whether it's like great for the black community or not, or great for black women or not, and most of them said no, but one woman said yes because it's, you know, it celebrates black women's sexuality. But to me, it's like, how many songs do we need to celebrate our sexuality? I think it's been done, dead, and over. Like, what Cardi B did was nothing new. I know everybody reacted to Cardi B's song like as if it was revolutionary, but it was nothing new. Many people, even before Nicki Minaj and even before Lil' Kim, have made songs like that. So how many more songs do we need to have a woman of color talking about women's vagina and sucking peen and all those other things to celebrate black women's sexuality? I'm not saying there's no space for trash rap hip-hop, and I'm definitely not saying there's no space for Cardi B music, because I like working out, and when I work out, I listen to trash hip-hop. It gets you shaking and gyrating in all the right places, but we don't really have much diversity, right? Usually if there is a black MC or a black rap artist, there's like one or two females that seems to be allowed on the charts, when there's tons of other women of color or just hip-hop artists in general that are underground that have tons more to say and can contribute to society and culture that just don't get the spotlight that a Cardi B or a Nicki Minaj gets. And I don't really want to get back all into like the whole over-sexualization of black women, because that's not really what this topic is about. But hip-hop really is all about, you know, fucking girls, drugs, cars, money, and big houses, and pretending you're a gangster. It's all boring. It's such a boring, low-hanging fruit topic of conversation that is just mind-numbing. And really, usually what it is that they get a producer that makes a pretty good beat or like a catchy beat, and then they put trash lyrics on top of it, and usually the artist who's getting all the fame and glory is not responsible for the beat. It's the producer and its production, and those are usually the ones who's making bank, not the face of the artist or the face of the brand or the song or whatever, the title. You know what I mean? So yes, and sort of like the whole like the media is dividing us by colors, white and black. Of course, that's the case. Especially in the last 4 to 6 years, it's been like such on the rise, like with the constant fear mongering and race baiting, and people literally making their whole career and they're living off of dividing the country into races. And not just races, right? It's dividing with races and gender and sexual orientations and origins and communities and culture and all those different things. And within the race, it's like you divide, right? You have black women against black men. And there was an article about, I think from the Atlantic, that said like black men were the new white supremacists and stuff like that. It's just constantly dividing us up so they can control the country. And yes, if you're a Christian, you can get attacked, because Christians, just like white cis males, are one of the last group of people that is socially acceptable to condemn, make fun of, mock, disrespect, because Christianity is seen as a white patriarchal religion. And so you can't talk bad about Islam, for sure, because for some reason everyone thinks everyone who's a Muslim is brown, and so they kind of put that in a race category. And then you can't talk bad even about atheists, because then you're like pushing your religious beliefs on them. And then you can't talk bad about the safe religions like Buddhism and Hinduism, because it's not really a religion, it's a philosophy. And then the whole like hating police thing, for sure, like hating police is like the trend now. It's the cool thing to do. If you want to seem cool and hip and woke, you hate all cops. And if you even say the logical statement of all cops aren't bad, then you're immediately looked at you're the racist or you're the bigot. Like they wanted to cancel that cartoon police dog because he was a positive image of a police officer, and that was seen as wrong, because there should be no positive images of police officers, because all cops are bad, right? This camera is so close to me, and I'm so close to it because I'm running out of light, and I'm talking fast because I don't want this video to be super long, but I hope I'm getting my point across. Alright, let's get back into the video.
And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it. Our social climate from the global tension turned to total violence and a whole depression. We could unify and then I'll go against them, but we let them divide us with votes and elections. Hey, the music we bump, all about shooting guns.
Exactly. Before I get into the message part of this song, the couple of bars that Tom just dropped, let's talk about the video. I love the imagery of the video. I love the set design. I love the dark greenery with the bright orange like ski mask and like the floral pastel colors, along with the Gucci suit and a Gucci background. Like I love the set design in here, and I love the beat. It's very mainstream, and a lot of people feel like Tom MacDonald actually purposely made it like a mainstream typical hip-hop beat and kind of dumbed it down so it could go viral. And the whole message, like we can come together, we can unify, but they let us divide us by votes and elections, which is so freaking true. And I don't know like how many times politicians have to like screw us over for people to finally realize, like, why don't you stop voting them back in over and over and over again? Like some of the politicians that we have literally been in office for decades and decades. They literally helped build the system that we're constantly bitching and complaining about, but people then just turn around and vote them back in, usually because they pandered to your community and said, I'm here for you, I'm gonna fight the scary boogeyman for you. And that's the whole division between race and gender and sex and class and all those things, not realizing the same people that are saying this to you haven't done shit for you in years and decades, and actually have made things worse. So we could unify, but I don't know if it's gonna happen, because it's like, how many times you have to get like spat in the face before you realize that they're not going to care, they don't care about us. But we keep going to the voting booth and voting the same people back in over and over and over and over. So I mean, fool us once, fool us a million times. But let's get back into the video.
And doing drugs. Hey, whoa. The things that we want are promoted subliminally through the songs, like you need a fast car, you need designer clothes, you need a rap star to tell you to start popping pills, hit the blunt, and go live at the club till you're broke. It's all controlled by the elites.
Okay, so yeah, that's self-explanatory. Music and hip-hop, again, is trash. I purposely think that a lot of music, a lot of entertainment where it comes to music, movies, TV shows, commercials are put purposely there to dumb us down. And I think it's evident, just look at the society around you. How many critical thinkers do you know? Like, seriously, I think it's really just to like make us sick and dumb us down and make us stupid. And along with our diets, along with our food that they feed us, it's just to like create a society of like zombie people who just sort of like, you know, walk around with their puppet strings and do whatever they're expected to do. You know, we're dumbed down by TV, movies, video games, our food, and our educational system is absolute trash. They teach you nothing. They teach you how to think. They teach you what to think, not how to think. So yeah, and basically again, teaching you how to be addicts, teach you how to be a consumer, but not teaching you how to invest and grow generational wealth. And then the songs don't necessarily have to do that. It doesn't mean like every song has to be serious and every song has to have a message, but even the rappers themselves, even the entertainers themselves don't sit down and tell you how to do that. Childish Gambino, when he went to accept his award, he just made a whole speech telling black people how oppressed they were. Okay, why don't you tell black people, the little boys and girls who look up to you, how to become you? Why don't you teach them how to build wealth, how to start a business, how to break into the industry, instead of just telling them, well, you're fucked because you're black. Like, what the hell is that supposed, like, how is that uplifting to the community whatsoever? But anyway, let's continue.
Put fake news all over our screens, convincing the right to go fight with the left and distract from the fact it's each other we need. Divided by race and religion, segregated into teams. You a white.
Fake news on our streets, distract us that we need each other. Fake news on both sides, extreme on both sides, things going like misinformation going viral and people just reposting it like it's the truth because it went viral. And usually everything that goes viral is just there to divide us anyway. But yes, again, if we would hyper focus all our attention on the ones who fucked up society in the first place and stop allowing them to turn us against each other and distract us from what's really going on, then we will live in a better world. It's the stupidest, pettiest thing. We constantly have our attention pulled towards outrage instead of paying attention to what's actually going on in our society. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Moving on.
Supremacist. If you're not, I guess you Antifa.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better.
Again, I just spoken, it's dividing us by race and religion, gender, sexual orientation, social class, and all the other labels in between. You know, you have non-binary fighting with trans. Like, you have all these freaking labels that people are putting on themselves, giving more ammunition for the higher-ups to divide us even further. And I love the whole like you're white supremacists or Antifa. But let me say something about the Antifa thing, because if you notice in those riots, I mean peaceful protests, that majority of Antifa members are white men. And they believe that it's their job to save all brown people. So they have a white savior complex, which is the ultimate white supremacist. Like, it's literally like white supremacists fighting against white supremacists. Like, let's continue.
Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
I love the hook. When this song first dropped, I probably was one of the first 100 people to click on it. As I remember it like dropped, and when I hit it, it was like minutes when it was uploaded. I saw the title and I was like, ooh, Tom MacDonald's being controversial again. He's a really, you know, he mentions it in his No Response song that he's a marketing genius. He is. A lot of people would have tried to find some fancy, less intrusive way to title their song if they had the same message, but he just puts it right in your face, which is the smartest thing that you could do, because this is what, over 7 million views, dropped in November. Matter of fact, 325 likes and only 9,000 dislikes, which is an amazing ratio, which tells you that the majority of people watching this definitely agrees with him. So yeah, let's continue. Oh yeah, with the hook, like, I was really curious how he was gonna do the whole No Lives Matter, but he did it in a way where it's almost like non-offensive. And I'm not saying that Tom MacDonald cares about being offensive or not, but you can't really get mad at it, because he's not saying I believe your life doesn't matter. He's saying that if we don't come together and we keep doing what the media is telling us to do, we will end up fighting each other, therefore no lives will matter. So I think that was a really clever way of doing that, and it's a really memorable and catchy hook as well. So yeah.
And you trash, indoctrinate the nation using news and mainstream rap. The government abuses us, it's all part of the plan.
And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included. All colors fall under laws to govern the whole country, and we all suffer. We're all broke and nobody recovers until
if you have an opinion, take it back. Everybody's a snowflake. Everybody's offended by something. I mean, people are literally going to give themselves freaking ulcers and early heart attacks by the amount of times they're outraged in a day by, again, the most pettiest thing that don't really matter. But the thing is, once your society starts self-censoring themselves, I feel like that's when the society starts to crumble. Because you have a room full of people that know what is being told to them is wrong, but nobody has the guts or the balls to say that it's wrong. Therefore, that narrative takes over, even though no one agrees with it. Again, look at the like to dislike ratio on this song. But how many of those same people who listen to this video, like this video, will repeat what Tom said amongst their friends, their classmates, and their coworkers? I'm betting not that many, right? So we need to stop as a society to stop self-censoring ourselves. And if something does not make sense to you, speak up, and you will be surprised the amount of people around you that agree with you, that's just waiting for someone else to say it. Yeah, if you hate the president, then everyone thinks you're trash. He was at the time talking about Donald Trump. Of course, you can put the same thing on Biden, because Trump supporters hate Biden just as much as Biden supporters hated Trump. But it is more mainstream acceptable to like Biden, and very not acceptable to like Trump, with the majority of people not even knowing why they don't like Trump and don't want to just admit to themselves the only reason why they don't like him is because the media told them not to like them. Especially with the fact that Biden has both Amazon and Mark Zuckerberg on his team, and Facebook wasn't a little bit biased about the information they allowed to circulate on their platform. Just saying. Yeah, let's continue.
And you trash, indoctrinate the nation using news and mainstream rap. The government abuses us, it's all part of the plan.
And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included.
Again, it's that same running theme throughout the entire song, is that we need to come together. I don't understand how anyone would be offended by this song, because literally that is basically the message to the song, is we need each other. We need each other. Let's stop fighting. Let's come together. Let's unify. Let's stop having the government divide us. Let's stop allowing the media to divide us. Let's stop allowing ourselves to get indoctrinated. That's literally the message of the song. So I don't know what the 9,000 dislike people were getting from this song, but it's literally like, how can you hate the message of the song? I mean, maybe the Black Lives Matter thing upset people, but technically he did say it's a valuable movement, which I'm about to talk about in a minute. But it's the same thing, like the idea that like all white men control society and control America, and they're all privileged in some way, which every race and gender and creed has privileges and disadvantages on both sides, on all sides. But if you're a poor, homeless, trailer park, single father raising their kid, you're not privileged. You don't have any special advantages. The people who run the country and the people who run the world are the elite, are the powerful, and are the rich. And again, we would realize that if we stop allowing the media and the universities and the government to keep telling us anything different. It's them. They are the ones running the country, not the random Tom, Joe, Huckabee down the road, all right? He's just trying to survive just like you. The Black Lives Matter thing, I completely disagree with Tom MacDonald saying it's a valuable movement. Well, the movement itself, fine, but the organization is trash. The organization of Black Lives Matter is trash. Ask yourself, where are the billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of dollars that Black Lives Matter has raised over the last 6 to 4 years, right? I don't know where it is. It's not going to the black community. If you go on their website, there are no receipts, no paper trail, nothing to follow where that money is going. A matter of fact, they're not even the ones collecting the money. They're collecting it through, I forget the name, like Star something. It's a political platform people can donate to. That is where the money is being funneled through, and it's usually mostly going through other politicians. It's not going to the black communities, and probably also being pocketed. So I think it's just one of those another scam charities or scam. It's not even a non-profit, but people probably consider it a non-profit, where they put a nice pretty title on the front just so you can give them money, where none of that money is going to the actual black community. They're not building schools, they're not building community centers, they're not helping people out for COVID, they're not rebuilding those neighborhoods that got burnt down and destroyed in the riots. That money is not going to the black communities. Where is that money going? Second of all, they removed it now because they got a lot of slack, but their objective on their website was to dismantle the traditional family. Yes, because single parent home is not a big enough problem in the black community already. It's growing more and more in the white community, but from the 70s, it was 20%. Now it's over 70%. Yeah, that's not an issue. Let's just keep perpetuating that problem. One of the leaders of Black Lives Matter says she was a trained Marxist. If you don't know what Marxist is, go educate yourself. So no, the organization itself is trash, and I think more and more people are starting to realize that. Sorry, the sun is going down. But the truth and the knowledge that Black lives do matter, that is valuable. That is what people are marching for. That is what people stand for. And most people agree with that. It is the organization that is trash. The whole like non-black people not feeling included, I don't really, whatever. Like if there was an AIDS march, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I don't have AIDS, I'm not included, I feel ostracized. Like, no, like there's fine with being marches and movements for particular things. So I don't really mind that, but I do what he said, that we're all under the same government, we're all under the same system, and we need to work together. So let's continue. Sun is going away.
Hey, the music we make, all about big booties and getting paid. Hey, whoa, we watch the news and it fills up our brains with violence and riots and race. Like this is a race war. You need to hate more. Get what you came for. You need some songs about Xanax and violence so you can escape more. What a vicious cycle.
I really love that imagery of the whole like hypnotizing thing, because that is exactly what the media does. Like, and it's not just media, it's social media. Like if you watch the documentary what was it called? Social Dilemma, I think that was the name of the documentary. Correct me if I'm wrong. When they actually talked about how social media platforms create an echo chamber, so you're only getting one side of the story, you're only getting one voice and one narrative. And if so many people literally spend hours and hours and hours and hours on their platform looking at the same narrative over and over and over again, if you don't think that's gonna indoctrinate you, especially if you're not self-aware, then I don't know what you're thinking. The media does indoctrinate us. It does, again, divide us. I guess again it's the same running message we can talk about like forever and ever. And again, yes, the music we bump is all about big booties and stuff like that. Like we already know that it's trash. Not all hip-hop is trash, but a lot of it's trash. Okay, let's continue.
We can't break away from, they control the culture, they control the paper. They're indoctrinating a whole generation till the patriots start to hate the nation. The music we love make us dumb and addicted. The news that we watch is brainwashing the children. The viruses, riots, and racism.
Yeah, I just said that they're the whole indoctrination thing through social media, through mainstream media, and through universities and the education system as well. They are indoctrinating a whole generations. And I really like that line where he says the patriots are going to start to hate the nation, and I can see that happening now. Like right now, if you're a patriot, if you love your country, then you're considered a bigot and a racist. You're considered a non-American if you love America. If you have an American flag, if you want to do the Pledge of Allegiance or anything like that, you're considered basically a bigot and a racist these days. And like, can you imagine like loving your country and then being criticized for that and condemned for that, and wanting the best and seeing it going in a direction that you just think is destroying your country? Eventually you're going to start to just be resentful and bitter and say, you know what, fuck it, let it burn, I don't actually care anymore. I do think that's going to happen. I see it happening now. And I like the line when he said they control the paper, they control the media and the news and stuff like that. And that's really true. Like, there's only a handful of people that are basically the gatekeepers into what is going to end up on the front of your screens. So let's continue.
The music we love make us dumb and addicted. The news that we watch is brainwashing the children. The viruses, riots, and racist conditions ain't problems, they're symptoms of life in the system. Screaming from the rooftop.
That's self-explanatory. Let's continue.
Beat down better. Turn us on each other now. No lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter. The music will make you dumb, the media makes you hate, and they control them both. There ain't no escape. They put the world in a state of chaos, economy crashing and massive layoffs. Black against white, or it's left versus right. Divide and conquer and control is the payoff. Screaming
the whole like the economy crash and the virus and all that stuff reminds me of the Great Reset thing. Like, if you don't know what that is, Google it. I'm not one of those people who think like the pandemic is fake and made up in a hoax. I don't think that at all. But I do think there's a lot of powerful people that saw that it was their chance to take advantage of this. Like, never let a tragedy go to waste or something like that. This year was the biggest transfer of wealth that we've had, one of the biggest transfer of wealth, if not the biggest transfer of wealth we had in history. Meaning the rich got a buttload a lot richer and the poor got a buttload a lot poorer. And people are still willing just to give up all their rights to them. I don't know why, but okay. I don't agree with the idea that there's no escape. I think that a lot of people are being black-pilled right now, and I think that's a dangerous road to go down. But I definitely think seeing Tom MacDonald blow up and seeing his like to dislike ratio, that gives me hope that a lot of people are on board, but there's still a lot of people not voicing it in real life, and that is what needs to change. Voicing, not being violent or aggressive or anything like that, just saying, hey, I don't agree, that doesn't make sense to me. Alright, let's continue.
The rooftops beat down better. Turn us on each other now. No lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Alright, sorry, I ran out of space. But the song is pretty much over. Great job, Tom MacDonald. Great job, Nova. I really like this song. I think that the beat was catchy enough. The chorus or the hook was mainstream enough where you don't even have to be that plugged in and you get it. I think Tom MacDonald is very much needed. I know he is about to come out with a new song that he has been saying that is going to get him banned off of all the platforms. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I'm excited to see the new song and I will be reviewing it here. So if you want to see me review, sorry the sun is like disappearing. If you want to see me do the review, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me with the algorithm. Comment, let me know what you think about my reaction and review. This channel would never be one of those channels who just does like the 5-minute reaction that bob their heads and just says, okay, thank you guys, and goes off and you don't even know if they like absorbed any of it. This is a conversational channel. I like topics like this, so most of the time when I react and review to things, I'm going to like really dissect it And if you guys don't want to sit and watch this face all day, you can always just listen to it like a podcast and just put your earbuds in and go vacuum the floor or cook your chicken or whatever. If you agree with me or disagree with me, put in a comment in the comment section below. Please let me know if you want me to react and review any of the other Tom MacDonald songs. I listened to pretty much all his songs except maybe one. So just transparency, but so there will be reaction and reviews, not just like first reactions. I'll let you know when I'm first reacting to something or not. Let's get to 500 subscribers, and let's do this as a journey and build a community on this channel. Let's have open conversations, right? Free speech is still legal-ish. And yeah, and or if you have any other thing you want me to react to, put in the comment section below. And I'm not only reacting to just songs on this channel, even though that's what I've done so far. I want to react to a bunch of other things, so anything that comes in mind, let me know. Alright guys, thank you, and have a good day. Bye.